people, welcome back to my tutorial for today. I really hope all of us are doing well. For today's tutorial, we're going to be making a fitted dress with a cone sleeve, and for the sleeve we are going to be using the slash and spread method. I have here 3 yards of this Ankara fabric for the tutorial. Okay, this is not a bustier. It's also going to have a turtle neck. So quickly I will cut the lower part, the upper part, and then the sleeve lastly, and then we'll cut the lining at the end of the day. So folding my fabric into 2 like we used to cut our pencil skirts, and then I will fold again, making it into 4. So now I'm taking the length of the lower part of our dress, that's the skirt part. I added 2 inches fold allowance. So instead of 29 inches, which is the length, I now have 31 inches. So this is forming our waistline. Then the hip line 9 inches. I'll be placing my waist measurement and my hip measurement. Waist is 6.75. Dart and seam allowance 3 inches. And then the hip is 38 into 4 is 9.5. Seam allowance of 2 inches, connecting the waist to the hip. And then I'm taking the hip measurement down to the hem line, 11.5. Okay, and then at this hem line, coming in by 2 inches, and then I'll connect it to my waist measurement. I'm sure we are familiar with this. To my hip measurement, please. Sorry. Okay. Now my zipper allowance for the back is 1.5 inches. That's what I used. So I'll just cut these ones out. Okay, now having cut it out, this is what we have for the lower part. I also notched the actual length of our skirt. Okay, now we quickly go over to the upper part. Okay, so this is the back, and I cut this out using the bust measurement with a few extra inches. Half length is 16 inches. I'll be making it 17 inches. So I added 1 inch extra. I'll be taking 1 here to join the 2 shoulders, and then half here to join the 2 shoulders, and then half here to join the lower part. Shoulder is 16 into 2 is 8. My zipper allowance is 1.5 inches. I hope you can see this chalk. coming down by 1 inch. This is for shoulder slope, and 3 inches on this side, also for shoulder slope. Armhole 8.5 inches. Bust measurement 8.25, that's 8.25, 2 inches. Seam allowance. Waist measurement, so the waist is 6.75. I'll add 3 inches, 2 for seam allowance, 1 for that. And then for the volume of the neck, for the back, I'll use 1 inch. For neck width, I'll use 3.5 inches. So now this is the back panel. We're going to be using it to cut the front panel. So for this front panel, we're going to be making use of side or bust dart. Okay, so instead of using this measurement I used for the back, I included 1.5 inches extra to the half length. Okay, this is what I mean. You can see this is shorter and the front is longer with 1.5 inches. Okay, now I used my iron to remove the said 1.5 inches. I hope you see it. Now this is my armhole. Okay, this is my armhole. I just had to trace out this shape we have here. Okay, so here is my armhole, and then below my armhole I came down by 2 inches. I hope you see it. And then I marked. This is where the bust dart is going to be inserted. Okay, and then I folded, making sure I use up the 1.5 inches extra I added. I hope you get that. Okay. Okay, so when you do that, you should have something like this. You see, both of them are now equal because I have used up the extra 1.5 inches I added as the bust dart here. Okay, for the length of the bust dart, you can use 6 inches. Okay, and then for the lower part you can use 4.5 or 5 inches. I hope you understand. So it means we are putting that here and here. Okay, so if you get it correctly, you should have something like this, which is very close to a normal bodice. Okay, armhole, this is the body size. I hope we get that. And then I'm removing here also. Okay, for the front neck volume, I'll use 4 inches. Okay, remember for the back we used 4.5 as neck width, so I'll still maintain the same 4.5. Okay, so this is what you should have, so that by the time you insert the dart here and here, you now have a bulge here, a cup-like bulge for the bust. Okay, so I will now go ahead and cut the lining for both the upper and the lower part. Okay, now having settled the bodice and the lower part, we go to the sleeve. Like I said, we are going to be using the slash and spread method, and I have here a basic sleeve. Okay, and I said I was going to be putting a cone sleeve on our dress. Now I measured the length I want to use. I did not add any allowance anyway. I measured the length. So all I need to do now is to just slash. I will just cut it open, say at 3 places like this. And then you keep opening as wide as you want it. If you like, you can still do it this way. Keep opening, okay? But I prefer going with this method. So I'll just keep widening it. The essence of this is to just get this place, okay? And then you keep spreading as wide as you want it to be. I hope you understood it. This is still the length. So I'm going to place it on this fabric, spread it this way to cut out the cone. I hope you get that. So this is what I meant. So I'll just add the casing for elastic. I'll be adding 1.5 inches. All right. So now all I need to do is to fold this place using that 1.5 inches I made available, okay, and then pass my elastic through. I'll just cut the second sleeve. Okay, I've lined the skirts. I hope you can see that, and also the upper part. Practically every part of it has been lined. Okay, I've also inserted the dart. I hope you see it. This is the center dart and this is the bust dart. Okay, I also used this to iron the bust area so that it will have a curvy or cup-like effect. So next thing I will do will be to join the front and the back panel at the shoulder. Okay, when I do that, I will also join the lower part to this lower part, since I've already inserted my dart. Okay, so I'll just join the lower part to the upper part and join at the shoulder also, before we now come to this neck area for the turtleneck. Now since I've joined them at the two shoulder and also the lower part. I will now measure the circumference of this neckline and use it to cut the neckline. So I have 25 inches. Folding. So I will just fold this fabric as if I were cutting a circular skirt or sleeve this way, and then I'm going to measure the circumference of the neckline. I measure 25 inches. Even if it's more than 25 inches, you have no problem. You are free to trim it off at the end of the day. Okay, and then by now you should have measured your client's neck. Okay, so with the circumference of that neck, you decide how many inches you want to give from this. Remember, this is 25 inches, or the circumference of this around the neck area. Okay, now the second line you are going to have is the circumference of the neck, of the human neck, not the dress this time around. Okay, so you decide how many inches. Most often than not, I don't measure my client's neck. What I do is just decide how many inches I want to use. Okay, say for instance I'm using 3.5 inches, so I'll just measure 3.5 inches round, like so. Okay, so this place becomes the neck now, and this is the neck of the fabric. I hope you get me. So my neck is going to pass through here, and this is the neck that will be placed alongside the neckline on our fabric. Okay, so I'll now go ahead and remove this one. This is going to be two. One is going to be for the lining. So after I'm done cutting this one, I'll cut another one for the lining. Okay, so now you see I have two of it. This is the main neck, this is the lining. So I'll go ahead and I opened it at one end. Okay, I'll go ahead now and line the two. I'll just close up this actual neck. Remember, this is going to be attached to our fabric. This is going to rest on the neck area. So I will line here, turn it, and then close up the side. Okay, so this is what we have after the lining. Okay, this is the midpoint of this one. I gave it a notch, and then on the body of our dress I also gave it a notch. Okay, so I will go ahead making sure that this midpoint meets this midpoint here, and then I will join round the neckline. Okay, when I do that, I will insert my zip at the back, then close it up at the two sides. I hope you get what I just explained. Okay, so now you see the neck. I hope you see it. Okay, I've also closed off the two sides and also inserted the zip. The last thing will be to now attach the sleeve, and this are the sleeves. Okay, all I did was to fold, like I said, where to put my elastic, and then decide how many inches I want to use for the elastic, and that's all. Closed up the two sides. I'll just go ahead to attach the sleeve, and that will be all. Okay, now having attached the sleeve, we have come to the end of today's tutorial. You know, when you wear it, it's going to appear this way. Okay, don't forget we use the slash and spread method. There are still other ways you can achieve this kind of sleeve. Okay, thank you so much for watching till the end, and I advise you try this one out also. If the tutorial has been in any way helpful or educative to you, please give us your thumbs up, and don't also forget to help us to share our videos and also like. And if you have questions, you are free to leave that in the comments section. Till we get to meet in my next tutorial, please take care of yourself, love each other, and above all things, please learn to forgive. Bye.